Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. I'm going to deliver an English language lecture today. You all know that we are doing the discussions or the explanations of English language topics on the in the virtual classes. So there is another English language lecture today. I'm going to deliver. This is English language lecture. I'm Mrs. Afshin Imran. This is lecture number 7. Okay. And the topic which I'm going to discuss here, it is punctuation. You all have done punctuation many times before in previous classes. I just want to repeat those rules and definition of punctuation because it is an important topic which is included in your syllabus, and you should be very perfect in using the punctuation marks, because these are very important to show the completion of the sentences, to show different kinds of sentences, and to show the uh, different rules in the punctuation. Okay. Now I'm going to discuss the definition and rules. First of all, the definition of punctuation is that punctuation is the use of symbols in writing in order to separate elements and make the meaning clear. Actually, we have different symbols which are called the punctuation marks, and when we use those symbols in writing, then the purpose of using those symbols is to make the meaning of the sentence or paragraph clear, as well as to separate the different elements or the parts of the sentences so that everybody can understand it very easily. Now I am showing you the definition of punctuation marks. What are actually punctuation marks? Punctuation marks are the symbols that are used to aid means help, the clarity and comprehension of written language. You all know that when we are doing conversation with each other, we are not using any symbols when we are talking to somebody. Like when we complete any sentence, we don't say that full stop, question mark, exclamation mark, whatever. But they are used when we are writing any comprehension, or we are writing any composition, as well as when we are writing the simple sentences. We use these symbols to make the meaning clear, because you know that if we are placing a question mark at the end of the sentence, then it is easily understandable for the person that it is a question. Similarly, if there is a full stop at the end of any sentence, it shows the completion of the sentence. Okay. As well as if we have exclamation mark, it shows the sudden feelings. Okay. And comma is used to separate different parts of the sentence. Okay. So these are some of the symbols which are very much important to be used in written language to make the meaning of the written composition very much clear. Now I'm showing you the list of some punctuation marks. Many punctuation marks are used in English language compositions and comprehensions, as well as simple sentences. But I want to show you those punctuation marks which are very much important and which are used commonly. Okay. I am not discussing all the punctuation marks here. I'm just discussing some of them because these are so much important for you. And you should make the habit of using these punctuation marks, because many of you I have seen whenever you are writing some sentences, you are not placing the full stops and the comma and the question marks in the proper places. So please be careful that these are very much important, because when we are seeing that you are not using those punctuation marks, it shows that you are not if whether you have not understood or whether you are taking it not seriously. Okay. So these are punctuation marks which are very much important. and I will show you the uses, as well as I will show you some examples of these punctuation marks where they are used. And I hope that after this explanation, you will understand everything very clearly, and you will make your habit to use them in their proper places. Now, I first show you the list of some punctuation marks. You can see that it is a list. Full stop. I am showing you the symbols under the brackets here. You can see that full stop is here. Then the next punctuation mark is the comma. You can see the symbol of the comma here under the bracket. Then the next one is apostrophe, and the symbol is here. You can see that it is just like comma, but comma is placed at the bottom part of the line, and apostrophe is placed at the top part of the line. Okay. Now there is another punctuation mark which is simply called capital letter, and you all know that how to write the capital letters of the English language. These are 26 in number, and you can easily understand how to write these capital letters. Now, another symbol which is most commonly used is the question mark, which is placed at the end of each question. Then there is a symbol here. You can see that under the bracket. Then another punctuation mark which is most commonly used is exclamation mark. The symbol is here under the bracket. And the last one which is in the list is quotation mark, which is here in the under the bracket. You can see that quotation marks are very much important to show some important things. And one more thing, that quotation mark is commonly known as inverted commas. And you all know that punctuation mark, and you are aware of that common name, that is inverted commas. Okay. Now I am explaining them one by one. Okay, I want to show you some examples and the uses of these punctuation marks which I have shown you in the list. Now I come to the full stop first. Full stop, you can see the symbol is already present here and with the heading. The full stop is used to show the end of the sentence. Okay, this is the most important thing, and you all forget to write this or place this full stop at the end of sentence. So please be careful that you have to place the full stop, must place it at the end of the sentence, because it is showing the end and the completion of the sentence. Now some examples I am showing you here. They are in class 6th now. Okay, full stop. You can see that the statement has been ended after now. So we have placed the full stop here after now. It is very hot weather today. You can see that the statement has been completed at the end of the sentence. I have placed the full stop. You can say that after today, I have placed full stop because it is the end of the sentence and the end has been shown by the full stop. Next example is there are 7 days in a week. The statement and the is completed here. So I have placed the full stop. I hope you have understood till here. It is very easy. You all know that we have done punctuation marks before many times in previous classes. So it is very easy to understand. Now next punctuation mark is the comma. Okay, you can see that I have placed the symbol here. I have shown you the symbol so that you can understand that comma must be placed at the bottom of the line. Now there are some uses of comma which I am showing you here in the here. The comma is used to show a pause in a sentence. Pause means when there is a gap in a sentence, or when there are different things in a complete sentence or different parts of a sentence is there. So at that time we place the comma. Okay. Here you can see that pause means the gap, or you can say when different things are present in a sentence. So we must separate them by using the comma. Now, number one, it is used to divide the items in a series. In a series means when the many items are there and they are placed in the sentence in the sequence or in a series, we separate them by the use of comma. I have shown you some examples here, so I'm reading them. He purchased pencil, eraser, sharpener, and ruler. Full stop. You can see that there are some many things present in the sentence, and these are all the stationery which you are commonly using in your schools as well as in your homes. So we must separate the all things by using the comma. He purchased pencil, comma, eraser, comma, sharpener, and ruler. Full stop. Now remember that when there are the in the between the last two things, we always place and. We do not place comma here at the end of the sentence where where last two things are present. We must place and between them, and you can see that there is a full stop which shows the end of the sentence. Okay, I hope you are understanding. Very easy sentences are here. We have cars, comma, buses, comma, trains, and planes. Full stop. You can see that these are all the transport materials, or you can say the communication materials. And you can say that by these vehicles, we can travel from one place to another. All of these are the vehicles. So we separate them by use of the comma. We have cars, comma, buses, comma, trains, and planes. Full stop. Now you can see again that between the last two items, I have placed N because it is a rule that we have placed comma in the things present in the beginning, but between the last two items, we must place N. Okay. Now I hope you have understood till here. Now I'm going to uh, show you another use of comma. It is used after a word such as yes or no, which comes at the beginning of the sentence. Full stop. Now remember that in sometimes we have been asked some questions by which we are and for their answer we use the words yes or no. Okay. So in these kind of sentences, when we are using or when we are answering something and we are using the words yes or no, so after yes or no, we place comma. We must place comma. Remember that thing. Okay. So examples are yes, comma, I think so, full stop. Now you should remember that I is the only pronoun which must be placed or must be written in the capital form wherever it comes in the sentence. If you remember, I have told you or I have informed you about this rule when we have discussed the previous lectures of language. When we discuss different topics. Okay, so please remember this thing, and I hope you have understood till this point that I must be placed in the capital letter. Okay, now there is another example. No, comma, you can't, full stop. Now you can say that full stop is present at the end of each sentence to show the end of the sentence. Here you can say that after no, there is a comma, but afterwards the word is you, and you is not written with capital Y. So I have written it with a small y because everything comes in between the sentence with the small letters. Now I move to another use of comma. It is used before direct speech, full stop. I hope you remember direct and indirect speech, the narrations, and in which you know that after the reporting speech, we are writing or we are placing the comma. He said, comma, let us go home now, full stop. You can say that it is the direct speech which is placed inside the inverted commas, and before that we must place the comma. Then you can see that another example is here. She said, comma, It is too early to decide, full stop. Again, the sentence is complete here and it is the direct speech of the speaker. So we must quote the direct speech inside the inverted commas, or you can say that the quotation marks. Now, I want to show you some more uses of comma, because comma is the most common punctuation mark which is used at many places. Okay. Now, number 4, it is used between parts of a date. Full stop. Whenever we write the date, then we always use the comma before mentioning the year. Okay. So some examples are here. He was born on October 20th. Okay. You can see that I have written the whole spelling of October with O capital, and then 20th with TH, then comma I have placed, then I have mentioned the year 2010, that is 2010. Then the full stop must be placed. You know that at the end of each sentence. So I have placed full stop here. Now you can see that I have written October with capital O because it is a proper noun. You all know it very well. And you must remember that whenever we write the day, then we always write it with 2 digits. I have discussed this point when we were discussing about the application writing and the letter writing, if you remember. Then it must also be remembered that the year must be written in 4 digits. Okay. Now you should remember all these rules which I am repeating again and again, so that you could become you will become perfect in all these things. Now there is another example. She arrived on Thursday, comma, July 15th, comma, 2018, full stop. Now you can see that I have mentioned the day also here. Okay. So day is also a proper noun. So we start with the capital T, the name of Thursday, then comma. Now remember, whenever we write the day, weekday, and then date, month and day, then you will have to place the comma after the weekday first and after the month and the day. July 15th, you can see that July is also a proper noun. So I have written it with capital J, then 15th, then comma, and then I have mentioned the year in 4 digits, 2018, full stop. Full stop, you know that full stop must be placed at the end of each sentence. Then another use, it is used between parts of an address. Address, you all know that our local address, our home address, any institution address, any place address. When we are writing the address, you must place comma in between different parts of the address. Okay. Now examples are, they live in King Street, comma, London, comma, London, full stop. Now you can see that King Street is the place which is the area name. You can see that area name. And then after the comma, I have mentioned the city name. Okay, like you can write your own address like Gulistane-Johor, comma, Karachi, Gulshan, comma, Karachi, like that. Okay. So they live in King Street. You can see that King Street is the name. It is a proper noun. So I have written King with capital K and Street with capital S. And comma is placed here. After that, I have written the city name, that is another proper noun. So I have written with the capital L with the full stop at the end. Now there is another example. We live at A200. This is the postal address, A200. A must be in the capital form. Then comma, Paradise Avenue. It is, you can say the apartment name, Paradise Avenue. P capital, again it is a proper noun. A capital because it is a proper noun, then comma, then Gulshan. Gulshan is the area name, so it is also a proper noun. G capital with the comma, and at the end we must mention the city name, Karachi. That is K capital because it is also a proper noun, and you can see that at the end I have placed the full stop. Now I'm reading the example again. We live at A200, comma, Paradise Avenue, comma, Gulshan, comma, Karachi, full stop. I hope you have understood till here. These are very easy things, but you should remember all the points, all the uses and all the rules which we are discussing here for different punctuation marks. Now I come to the apostrophe. You all know that apostrophe is, the symbol is just like comma, but the position is different. It must be placed at the top part of the line. The apostrophe is used to show the position. Position means the belongings. If anything belongs to you, then we use apostrophe with your name. Now there is some particular rules for the use of apostrophe. The rule number 1 is, if the noun is singular, put the apostrophe before S, before the S, because you know that if we are showing the position, we must place S to show the position. And if the noun is singular, we put the apostrophe before S. Okay. Now examples are here. The girls' uniforms were blue. It means only one girl is here. Okay. And her uniform were blue. She has got many uniforms, but she was the one single girl, and she has got many uniforms, but all were blue. Okay. So I have placed the apostrophe before S, and you can see that full stop is at the end. Next sentence is, the boys' ties were black. Full stop. You can see that the boy is singular. It means only one boy is here, but he has got many ties. So all were black. So I have shown the belonging or the position of the boy, that he has got many ties. So apostrophe is placed before the S. Full stop is at the end. Now another rule is here. If the noun is plural, more than one, put the apostrophe after the S. Okay. This is the most simple rule, but you should remember that rule. Okay. Now examples are here. The girls' bags are heavy. It means there are many girls, and they're all bags. The all bags of all the girls are very much heavy. Full stop. And I have placed the apostrophe after S because this is the plural noun. Then another example, the boys' shoes are dirty. Now I'm showing the belongings of the boys and the girls here. You can see the bags belong to the girls and shoes belong to the boys. So there are many boys, and the all shoes of those boys were dirty. So I have written that apostrophe after S. I hope you have understood till here. These are very easy things, but you should remember all the rules. Now, there is another rule. If the noun is plural, but the plural has been formed by changing the spelling, put the apostrophe before the S. This is another rule which you should learn, that if the noun is plural and the plural has been changed, has been formed by changing the spelling, just not adding the S, then at that situations or in that cases, we use the apostrophe or place the apostrophe before S, like the singular nouns. Okay. Now the examples are, the children's trousers were brown. You can see that the children is the plural word. It means more than one child is there. So because when we are making the plural of child, then it becomes children. It is not the S. It is not formed by adding the S. That is childs. Childs is no word. So when we are making the plural of child by changing the spelling, then at that time we place the apostrophe before S. Now you can see that there are many children, and the trousers of all the children were brown. It means we have used the singular noun, but this kind of noun in which the spelling has been changed from singular to plural. I hope you have understood till here. Now the apostrophe is used to indicate that a letter has been left out. You all know that we are placing sometimes apostrophe in those cases when we are omitting a letter, or we are using some abbreviations. Okay, like you can say we are not using don't, we are not writing do not. In place of that, we write don't. Sometimes we do not write does not, and we write doesn't. Similarly, we are not writing will not, and we write won't. Similarly, we do not write cannot, we just use can't. So at that places, whenever we omit any letter from any place, then at that time we use the apostrophe. and put the apostrophe above the point where the letter has been omitted. Remember where you have to put the apostrophe, from where you are omitting the letter. Like you can see the examples. I do not. Do not. So I have omitted the O from NOT. So between that N and T we place the apostrophe because we have omitted the letter O from there. I don't want your suggestion. Full stop. Now in the next example, you can see that we can't help you here. We are, because not, we are omitting the word O from the not. So we have placed the apostrophe here. Because when we are writing the full form of can't, then it is cannot. So we do not write N in double forms. We just write one N and it shows the abbreviation of cannot. And the full stop must be there at the end of each sentence. Now we come to the capital letters, another punctuation mark. You all know the capital letters very well. There are some proper uses of capital letters. The capital letters are used in different places. First example is the pronoun I, which I have told you that it always, it is written in the capital form. Whether it comes in between the center of the statement, or whether it comes in the beginning, whether it comes wherever it comes in the sentence. Okay. Now you can see the examples. He knows that I cannot share my ideas. Full stop. You can say that I comes in between the sentence, but it is written in the capital form. Here you can see another example. When I saw him, comma, I told him to hurry. Full stop. You can say that I comes at two places in the sentence, but I have made them in the capital form because it is a rule to write I the capital form always wherever it comes in the sentence. Now another example, the beginning of any sentence. It is the another rule of capital letters. You all know that whenever we start a sentence, we must start with the capital letter. So the examples are here. The students did their homework neatly. Full stop. You can see that T is capital because it is the beginning of the statement. Our vacations will start from next month. Full stop. O is capital because it is the beginning of the sentence. Now there are some more uses of capital letters which I'm showing you here. The beginning of a direct quotation. Direct quotation means direct speech. Okay. You know that whenever we write the direct speech inside the inverted commas, we must write them with the capital letter. Now some examples I'm showing you here. He said, comma, this is a nice book, full stop, which is the whole sentence is enclosed in the inverted commas and the first letter is capital, that is T. Another example, she said, comma, what are you doing? Question mark. Now you can see that the whole speech or whole sentence of the speaker is enclosed in the inverted commas and the first word is capital, that is W. Now, another use of capital letter is that it is used for all proper nouns. The first word must be capital. Now, example says, we will go to London next week. You know that London is the proper noun. It is the name of the city. So I have used the word L in the capital form. Then in the next example, you can see that there are three proper nouns. January, February, and March are cold months. You know that these all are the name of the months and these are the written in the capital form, capital with the capital J, capital F, and capital M. Now I come to the another punctuation mark, that is question mark. You all know the symbol very well. The question mark is used at the end of a question. Okay, you all know that it is used at the end of a question. Some examples are here. You know that there are many types of questions. Sometimes we are using the WH word to start a question. Sometimes we are using how as a questioning word, or sometimes we are using some helping verbs as a questioning word. Okay, so I have written many of the examples mostly for all types. Here you can see the WH word is used. What is your name? Question mark. Another WH word is used here. Where are you going? Question mark. Now another word which is used to ask questions. How are you? Question mark. Then there is a helping verb. You all know that helping verbs are also known as auxiliary verbs. Have you finished your lunch? Question mark. Did you help them? Question mark. Did is another auxiliary verb. You all know them very well. Now you can see that all the questions end with the question mark. I hope you have understood till here. Now I'm showing you another punctuation mark, which is also most common. Exclamation mark. You know very well the symbol of the exclamation mark, the straight line with the dot at the bottom part. The exclamation mark is used at the end of an exclamation. Exclamation actually means the sudden feelings. Okay, whenever we show or we use some word to show the sudden expressions, we use the exclamation mark after that words. Or sometimes you are not using the exclamation word anywhere in the sentence. We just write the sentence which is showing the sudden feelings. So at that time, we place the exclamation mark at the end of the sentence. Okay. Now you can see that I have written the examples for both the types of the exclamatory sentences. The exclamatory sentences with exclamation word, or the exclamatory sentence without an exclamation word. Okay. Now there are some examples. What a beautiful day it is. You can see that it is the feeling that a person is inspired by the by those that by that day, that the weather of the day is very much beautiful. So he was very much inspired, and it was the sudden feeling which he has shown in the sentence. So I have placed the exclamation mark at the end. Now there is another exclamation which is shown by this sentence. How terrible the incident was. It was the very fearful incident. So the person was having the feeling, and it was shown by the exclamation mark. I wish I were there. Okay. It is also a kind of wish or certain feeling of a person. So I have placed the exclamation mark at the end of this sentence. You can see that I have placed two I here. So the first one, it is the beginning word, so it must be capitalized. But when I comes in between the sentence, it is also written in the capital form. Now there are some sentences or some examples in which I use the exclamatory word. Hurrah! It doesn't have any meaning, but you can see that it shows the feeling of happiness. So I have placed the exclamation mark after that. We have won the match. The person or the team, they have won the match, and because of that, they were very much excited and happy. So they have shown their feelings by saying the hurrah word. But remember this thing, that after the exclamation mark, after the exclamatory word, we have placed the exclamation mark. And after that, whatever we write, we must start with the capital letter. Okay, remember that. Here you can see that W is capital. And after that, we must place the full stop at the end of the sentence. Down there is another example, alas. Alas is the word which is showing the feeling of sadness. You know that alas doesn't have any meaning. So when this word is showing the feeling of sadness, we always place the exclamation mark at the after that. And after that, you can see the sentence, they have lost their parents, full stop. Now this is the feeling of sadness because the the children have lost their parents. So I have written with the capital T. I have told you that after the exclamation mark, we must write the sentence with the capital word first, and the full stop must be placed at the end. I hope you have understood till here. Now I move to the another important punctuation mark. This is called the quotation mark. I have told you that it is called the inverted commas as well. The quotation mark is used to enclose the actual words spoken in direct speech. Now you all know that the direct speech of the speaker must be enclosed in the inverted commas. Now some examples I'm showing here. He said, comma, I write a composition, full stop. It is the direct speech, so it has been enclosed in the inverted commas. With the I capital, the first word must be capitalized. Another example, she said, comma, the weather is hot today, full stop. Then this is the actual words, the weather is hot today, so these are enclosed in the inverted commas with the capital T at the beginning. We said, comma, our team is the best, full stop. You can see that our team is the best. These are the actual words of the speaker of the and these are the direct speech, so these are enclosed in the inverted commas. Another example is Ahmad said, comma, suggest me the title of the story. Here you can see that it is another direct speech, and I have placed the full stop and I have placed the whole speech in the inverted commas. Another example, the teacher said, comma, have you submitted your assignments? Question mark. These are, this sentence is also the actual words of the speaker and the direct speech. So I have placed or I have enclosed it inside the inverted commas. Okay. Now remember one thing which I want to discuss here, because it is the most important part of the quotation mark or use of the quotation mark, that whenever we use the quotation mark in the to enclose the direct speech of the speakers, we always start with the capital letter, that is I. You can see here I, T, O, S, and H, and we end them with the full stop. Here you can see full stop. In 4 sentences I have placed full stop, and the last one I have placed the question mark because it is a question. But remember that full stop and the question mark, and sometimes there must be an exclamation mark, so they must be written inside the inverted comma. Okay, remember that this full stop is inside the inverted comma, this full stop is inside the inverted comma. Here you can see the same thing, full stop is inside the inverted comma, full stop is inside the inverted comma, and the question mark is inside the inverted comma. This is the most important point which you should remember, that how to use the quotation mark and what is the rule to use it, because it start with the capital letter and end with any other punctuation mark. Okay, remember all these points. I hope we have discussed very much important topic today, the use of punctuation marks. I have explained the use of some important punctuation marks. I hope you have understood everything very clearly. And if you have got anything, any confusion, when I will upload the video, then you will see it again and again and find out your mistakes, or wherever you are doing the mistakes in the classroom. So please learn all the rules of using the punctuation marks. Okay, I hope you have understood everything very clearly. Now I want to end my lecture here, and inshallah we will meet in the next class. Okay, Allah Hafiz.